Amegos. Amegos. Amegos.
Hi guys, welcome to our channel. Today is a get to know us video, so we'll just be talking a little bit about ourselves, and yeah, like, subscribe, share.
So my name is Charlie Amegos. I'm 32 years of age. I am originally from Gabon, Central Africa, for those who don't know. And that's my beautiful wife.
Hi, I'm Layla. Amegos, that's where the Amego comes from. I'm 32, born in Uganda, raised in South Africa, a South African, and we're currently living in Dubai.
Yeah. We've been married for, on the 8th of August, it's going to be 7 years.
Yay!
Looking forward to that. It's been a journey. And
How did we meet?
you want to tell your version or you want me to tell my version? Because you know...
My version is the truth,
That's not
okay? So, once upon a time. No. So we met at a youth camp. He claims he saw me before that, but that's not the... Okay, that's your version. Wait for your chance. We met at the youth camp. It was actually on my birthday, on the 28th of March. What year was it? You remember years better.
It was March 2014.
March 2014. I remember it because it was my birthday. Great stuff. We were at the camp. All the girls were like, oh my God, Charlie. I didn't know who Charlie was. I didn't care. I was there living my best life.
Yeah, she was.
Yes. And then after the camp, when we got back to church, he asked for my number. You know, you're coming from a camp, you've met new people, you're just dishing out your numbers to everybody. I didn't think much of it. Right? Wrong.
Brother had a plane. Brother was ready.
So I get home, I'm chilling, I was exhausted because we really didn't sleep at the camp. Super exhausted, sleeping. I wake up in the evening and I'm like, 10 missed calls.
Was it really 10 though?
Like, who called someone 10 times?
I did.
That's very stalker-ish,
No,
red
it
flags.
Wasn't.
Anyway, from there we started talking, and yeah, then we had our first date. What?
Like the same week. On
Yeah,
Friday.
on the same week. We
Yeah.
had our first date, and he spilled out all his guts. Like,
I was being honest and
yeah,
transparent.
yes, you were, my love. You were being
Like you are
very
talking
honest.
about it as if I was vomiting. Nobody was.
No, you were very honest and very transparent. On the very first day, he like already dropped a few bombshells, like everything that I needed to know. I think you were also just like, let me just get everything out of the way so that
So
we
at least
can...
I don't have to do it again.
Yeah. So that was really good. And then the rest is history. 6 months later, we were engaged.
Yeah.
That's it. What's your side of the story?
Well, it's kind of similar to what she said. I had seen her already at church because
I didn't
I
notice
attended
that.
Gospel Church in Cape Town.
Yeah.
And the camp was there. Then I got to the camp. I was just in a point of my life where, in terms of relationship, I was in a dark place. So I knew what I was looking for. And getting to the camp, I was like, oh no, I have seen that before. And then I met Layla.
Seen what before?
Those type of girls that were all over me, like Charlie here, Charlie there. Like that were just like fans. I'm like, I don't need fanatics. I need
So
a
you
woman.
admit people were all over you.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And then came back from the camp, got a number, called her, and asked her out on a date. I was very, very much forward in terms of what I wanted and my intentions, because I told her that if this relationship doesn't end up in marriage, I'm not interested and I don't want to waste time. Okay. So we became very good friends.
Yeah,
if
we
not
spent
best
a
friends.
lot. I think also the reason why we got engaged so soon.
Yeah.
Firstly, because I'm a catch, obviously. That's besides the point.
Oh boy.
because we spent like literally from the time that we met, we spent every single day with each other, literally without break. Besides from the part where he had to travel, he went home, and then I also traveled home, and then when we came back, it was like a month, and then we got engaged.
And we got engaged.
Yeah. But basically we were together every single time. It's either after work he comes to me, or after work I would go to him, but he would usually come to me because I had a roommate and it was just safer that way. So yeah, I think we spoke a lot more than anything. It was really a lot of, yes, there were dates here and there, but most of the time it was just speaking. And yeah, something that would have taken us a year, 2 years, they say, oh, you need to get to know him better. It went really quick, and it felt really, really organic. It wasn't rushed or anything. So yeah.
And not to forget the people that were like telling you, be careful.
Yeah.
Just a
well,
rebound.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. The reason why people saying that I was a rebound is because in December, that's when he broke up with his chick. He had actually proposed to the lady, but she had declined his offer. And so that was really something deep that he'd come out of. And then he met me in March, and then people were like, yeah, just be careful because you don't want to be the rebound girl. So yeah, and also I think also the reason why we just flowed so well, because in my mind, I knew that, it's just passing by. Yeah, I really didn't take the whole situation very seriously in the beginning. So I guess my true self showed because I didn't think it was going to be that serious. I was just really playing around. No, not playing around. Playing around is the wrong word. I was just living my life. C'est la vie, you know. But that time when you went to Yanana and to now say, yes, we're officially a couple, then it was like, oh, Lord. But then it was already too late because you already saw the ratchet me at camp and the few days before that. Yeah, so you knew the real me.
The diamond in the rough.
So what was your first impression of me?
The diamond in the rough. Meaning she was ratchet. She was herself. Like there was no, oh no, let me put up this pretending behavior of a version of herself. She was just being Layla, the girl that was killing insects at the camp, cockroaches, crickets. Out of the blue, guys. Like that was random. She was random.
I don't like bugs.
So I was like, I need to have a woman that's gonna be honest with who she is. Like
you were intrigued.
I was very intrigued. I was like, And then she didn't pay me any attention. I was like, you don't know who you have against,
who you missing out on.
So my first impression was very different to what generally people will expect from me. Remember we had that conversation a couple of times, and I was like, I'm not going for the obvious. I like to go for something that is rare, and she's rare. So
there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm rare. So no, I think first impression of Charlie,
I've heard it so many times. I don't like it, to be honest.
Is the guy is down for a good time. Like,
of course, who isn't?
The guy did not rest. Like, there is no one that I know that's got energy like Charlie. At the camp, he was like, pew, pew, pew. He was just all over the place, constantly dancing. But no, my first impression with you, you're very genuine and you're honest.
Okay.
You're very, very honest, because on our first date, you were telling me things that people don't generally spill on the first date. You want to put your best foot forward, but you were just bringing out the files, and I'm like, okay, this is very refreshing. So, just your honesty and your love for life. You're so, like, when you get into a room, you really fill it up. There is no way people are sitting in a room and Charlie walks in and people don't turn. You must turn. That's Charlie.
Oh my God.
So that's our love story. And then we got married. How was that?
The experience of marriage was very stressful.
Leading up to the wedding.
It was, hosting family from Gabon,
Yeah.
and like I hadn't had a chance to see my siblings. I kind of had like a different type of relationship with my dad, and eventually my dad made it through to Cape Town. My sisters were in Cape Town. My brother was in Cape Town. Mom was in Cape Town.
Yeah.
So
My
the stress,
family couldn't make it,
so the stress
unfortunately.
of like the wedding preparation. And guys, by the way, we just wanted to let you know that when we got married, we didn't get married and had dirt.
Yeah, everything. The day we said I do, everything was
Paid
paid.
for, yeah.
Paid for. We didn't
Yeah.
have, whether it's a photographer, whether it's the catering, everything was paid for.
Yeah, in full.
Yeah. Say 98% was us,
Yeah.
and then our friends also chipped in
Yeah.
at the end, like
And
later
family
on.
members, like
Family
my
members
dad,
and our
my
friends
mom,
at the
so-
end really chipped in, so that just pushed us over the line, because I had saved, well, I had my savings and he had his savings, and when we just came together, we're like, oh, this is enough for a wedding, great, we don't need to go
Let's go.
asking anybody for help.
Yeah.
Let's just go and do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we had our wedding in Cape Town.
It was beautiful.
Yes, our wedding was it was stressful. The days leading up to the wedding was really stressful. I even thought of, like, we had some stuff that we had to pay that weren't yet paid before the wedding, and I was like, no, let me just go get a loan.
Imagine. And wait, Pep. Guys, Pep. I remember we're in the car. I was like, Pep.
Yeah, Pep Stores is a very cheap store in
South Africa.
In South Africa, but they have like really, really good stuff, but
Yeah.
they're really cheap, and they give out loans as well.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, fine, let me just go get a loan quickly, you know, and he was like, no. Let's just wait. And then his dad invited us out to lunch, and we had an amazing lunch at this
Yeah.
amazing restaurant in Tableview.
It was very nice.
And then he handed us an envelope.
And you were like,
Thank you,
hello.
Pops. Shout out to you.
Shout out to Papa.
He handed us an envelope, and that was more than enough. The money that we wanted to go and get a loan for, it was
Imagine.
more than enough, and we finished everything, and it was just a really stress-free day on the wedding day.
Yeah.
And then he left a month after we got married.
So what happened
He
was,
left me.
no, it wasn't like that. I got a job opportunity in Dubai, where we currently are.
Yes.
And it just so happens that, you know, guys, what I want to say is, once you commit to something bigger than yourself, and to love and genuine love, God has a way of coming for
through.
you.
Oh my goodness.
I was blessed with an amazing job this side of the world that, like, when I met Leila, I was like, babe, if we want to live a comfortable life, it's not going to be here in Cape Town, because lifestyle in Cape Town is very
Oh
expensive.
wow, Cape Town is so expensive.
If you want to enjoy
like the
shop
people that
life,
live there, power to them.
you know. So then I got an opportunity the same year, which meant that I had to change the date of the wedding, and
We had to bring. So initially, our wedding was supposed to be
in November.
In November.
Yeah.
Then we brought it forward to
August.
August. And when we brought it forward, everybody was just keeping an eye on the tummy, because people thought I was pregnant.
She
and
wasn't.
Yeah, and people even asked, like, hey, why
So many
are you
questions,
bringing
though.
the wedding forward? What happened?
Yeah.
What happened? I'm like, no, nothing happened. It's just because of work, because he was advised at work that in order for me to come over to Dubai, it would be better if he leaves when he's married already.
Yeah.
So when he gets there, it's like, yeah, I have my wife, I want to bring her over.
Yeah.
It's just easier in terms
Yeah.
of paperwork.
Yeah.
And that is the reason we brought the wedding forward. I was not pregnant.
Just by the way, for those at the time.
The people that were wondering.
So
Yeah.
and then from there onwards, we started to enjoy our lives.
Yeah.
Like in Dubai, having
We lived in a
proper
one
honeymoon.
bed. We lived in a one bed.
Yeah.
Firstly, let's not say enjoy our lives as if we were balling.
No, we're not balling.
We lived in a one bed. We had no furniture except a bed in our bedroom, and obviously cupboard to put our clothes in the kitchen, microwave, fridge, stove. That was it. That's how we lived for like 2 years even.
Yeah.
We weren't
because-
really in a rush to furnish.
Yeah, it took a while.
And then his aunt came from Gabon, Tatin Olga. She came and she's like, yeah, you guys are married now. You're a couple. You need to think of furnishing your apartment. And that's when we decided to eventually get furniture, because we weren't really, we were just busy living in
Yeah,
Oops.
we're busy. We're busy living, and then we had our first chance to actually have like a proper honeymoon.
Yeah.
In Johannesburg, in Sun City.
Yeah,
That
we
was
went to Sun
amazing.
City. It was really great.
And then I'll bring Leila with me on certain work trips and stuff,
Yeah.
and we'd enjoy and stuff like this. And then 3 years later,
We got pregnant. Well,
yeah, that
I
was
got
amazing.
pregnant.
It's a family thing. Okay, in the body she did, but as a concept, we got pregnant.
So yeah, so we got, it was 3 years, right?
Yeah, 3 years.
3 years ago, literally. We got pregnant with Omari, and he
Yeah.
was born on the 1st of June. What year?
2018, she doesn't remember.
I
At
know,
11:29.
years, and
Yeah.
He was
was
born on the
beautiful.
1st. I thank God he was born on the 1st because that is such an easy day to remember.
Yeah.
1st of June.
And he shares the same birthday with my dad as well.
Yeah. So
My
he's
dad
our
is super happy.
firstborn. His name
Yeah.
is Omari Zaya.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were living our lives with him in our one bed.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
7 months later,
Lord,
have mercy. She got pregnant again, guys.
I discovered I was pregnant again.
And she was crying. I was excited about it, to be honest.
I was devastated.
Yeah. Were you kind of like depressed as well, yeah?
Yeah. Because it wasn't, I don't think it was because I just didn't see how we were going to manage with the second child. We're in a one bed. We just started to get our feet together. Omari just started to sleep through the night. And then, poof, I'm pregnant again. Oh, I cried. I cried for a good week. In fact, I called him because he was in the States on a work flight. And I called him, like, I don't call him when he's overseas. It's just wasting my money. So I called him and I'm like, and he's like, what is it? I hang up. Obviously now me hanging up and not talking and crying, guy is freaking out that side. And then he calls me back frantically. He's like, babe, what is it? Is Omari okay? Is everything? And I'm like, baby, you never guess what happened. And he's kept on asking me, is Omari okay? Is Omari okay? Because that's our baby. And I'm like, yes, Omari's fine, but I'm pregnant. And he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I'm pregnant. And I was just bawling on the phone, crying. And then he's like, okay, we'll talk about this when I get back. And then the night went, and the following day he got back, following evening. And as soon as he saw me, he just hugged me, and I started crying again. And he's like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, we can't afford it. Because, we couldn't afford it. We just had a baby. And also, I give birth in South Africa. So we just come back from South Africa. And when we were there, we rented out a B&B. Yeah. Just so that I had my own place, my own space and all that stuff like that. So that had really taken a lot from our savings, what we were saving for. Yeah, and then what did you do? Reassured me.
I told her that there was no reason to be freaking out. I was very calm, to be honest, I remember.
Sorry for the sound, guys. We have some people working outside. It's all good.
So I was very calm about it because I really took time to make sure that I could start a family the right way.
Yeah.
That
we did want 2 kids. I
Yeah.
mean, it wasn't that we didn't want the second child. We had always planned for 2 kids.
Yeah.
Just that it happened really quickly.
It did. So I told her, I'm like, listen, God will never bless us with a child that we can't take care of.
Yeah, that's true.
I told her that. And somehow everything just happened afterwards. We even told our families because I remember that year we went to Gabon.
Yeah.
And we told my family, my mom.
And
was
they were like shocked. Yeah.
Like that was, I'm like, yeah, it's happening. It's going. Then we went back to Dubai. We got ready for a second
another
pregnancy.
baby. Now we have to like save frantically, like literally like cut here, cut there, save, because we knew that, okay, when it's time, I have to go back to South Africa because it's just easier. I feel like, maybe some of you are wondering why didn't I give birth in Dubai?
Very expensive.
It's very expensive, number one.
And number two, they always go for...
I personally feel, that's just my opinion, that they do quite push C-sections quite a bit. And I didn't want that. And yeah, just being surrounded with familiar faces, because Cape Town is so familiar. I know the systems. I know the hospital system in Cape Town. I had already given birth there once, so it's just easier. I felt more comfortable just giving birth in Cape Town, even though I did have a Caesar with Atara. Omari was natural, Atara was a Caesar. Just unforeseen circumstances. And yeah, now we have 2. Omari is 3, Atara is 2.
Yeah. Full of life, full of energy, naughty as naughty can be, and we are super happy to be part of this family and to have that type of blessing from God.
Yeah.
To have 2 children that when we look at them, they have, like, they are their own people. Like, Omari has his own personality, Atara has her own personality.
But I feel like Omari is very you and Atara is very me. There's certain traits. I really feel like there's a few traits that they take from you. Like, Omari is a bit of a perfectionist.
Not a bit. He's just like me.
Yeah, and he's a very sensitive soul.
Yeah.
Atara, on the other hand, she's
rough.
just all over the place. She's ratchet.
Yeah.
She couldn't be
like
bothered with life.
Yeah.
Amari is very cautious. Atara is very outgoing and just discovering new stuff. She's not afraid of strangers. She's not afraid of getting hurt or getting dirty. Whereas Omari, he likes to keep himself clean. If he sees something yucky, he'll be like, "Oh, mama, that's yucky." Whereas Atara's first instinct is to go and touch the yuck.
And then figure out later.
And then figure out, that's us, guys. Why did we decide to start a channel?
We decided to start a channel because we realized that there is not enough representation of black love. Online, of positive, promoting godly marriages. Ones that are committed, that even when it gets tough, you still
and it gets tough. It really does.
I'm not saying that marriage is perfect.
It's not.
But it's worth it because you have somebody that is besides you sharing life and doing life, and when it gets tough, they can be your shoulder to cry on, or they can be the voice of reason when there seems to be no reason or no way out, you know? So that's the reason why we started the Amegos YouTube channel.
It's a lifestyle channel.
Yeah.
So you'll
see a whole lot of content
about our life, how we do groceries, our children being naughty, us arguing.
Really?
You want to be real, no? You don't want us to.
No, it's fine. It's part of it. So anyway, guys, that's about us.
Yeah, that's us. That's us. Thank you so much for watching.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Thank you for lasting this long.
Yes.
And listening to our story.
And thank you also for embarking on this journey with us. It's something that is really close to our hearts.
Yeah.
Shout out to Olivier and Angie
for pushing us. And Chancia. And quite a lot of people have been telling us to start a channel. I guess we're interesting.
Yeah.
Who would have known?
Anyway, guys. Peace. See you guys next time.
Subscribe.
Yeah.